Imagine this. You've worked your whole life, raised 3 kids, 3 wonderful kids, and now you're in your 50s staring at retirement. But instead of feeling confident, you're worried. Worried about debt, worried about running out of money, and most of all, worried that you'll become a financial burden to your kids. That's exactly where Mark and Linda found themselves. And you know it's bad when your retirement plan starts sounding like a group project where your kids are the partners. Ooh. Mark is 52, a mid-level logistics manager making $110,000 a year. He gets a 3% 401k match. Linda's 50, a nurse making $75,000 with a 3% 403b match. They're both only contributing 3% to get the match, nothing more. The bare minimum plan. You know the type. Kind of like when I used to go to the gym, take a lap around the machines and call it a day. Did I go to the gym? Technically. Here's their snapshot. In their retirement accounts, they got $280,000 in Mark's 401k, $104,000 in Linda's 403b. They've got an emergency fund of $20,000 and a brokerage account with $50,000. They've got debt, $20,000 in credit cards, which is $500 a month, $30,000 in plus student loans, which is $300 a month. And then they have their mortgage, which is $240,000 left, 15 years remaining, on a 3.5% interest rate, and their payment is $17.15 a month. Here's their goals for retirement. They'd like to spend $10,000 a year on travel, upgrade their car every 5 years. It's $30,000 after trade-in. They'd like to gift $15,000 to their kids and grandkids every Christmas. Now here's their monthly expenses. The mortgage is $17.15 a month, and then their living expenses, so groceries, insurance, gas, is $4,000 a month for a total of $57.15 a month. Their Social Security benefits in today's dollars, Mark, it's $3,600 a month at age 67. For Linda, it's $3,000 a month at age 67. So combined equals $6,600 a month of guaranteed income. At a 2.5% inflation rate, their $4,000 in expenses today will look closer to $6,000 by the time Mark retires. Inflation, the silent thief that never gets arrested, or does get arrested, but gets let go because his uncle is the sheriff of Nottingham. The first thing I told him was simple. We're wiping out that non-mortgage debt. Here's why. Credit cards are at 18 to 20% interest. The plus loans are at 7% interest. And a $50,000 brokerage account sitting there with a hodgepodge of stocks. You know it's bad when they're still holding on for a comeback from Blockbuster. So we liquidated it and paid off both debts completely. Now, why on earth would we do that? Shouldn't they just chip away slowly and let the account grow? Well, no, for a few reasons. One, their stock picks are a hot mess. Two, that account could drop 10, 20, even 50% at any point. And three, if they had the chance to wipe out high interest debt and didn't, I think they'd regret it. But Casey, the market always goes up and to the right. Sure, and sharks don't usually attack people either, but I'm not doing laps of feeding time. You see, there's a difference between information and wisdom. Information says anacondas in the Amazon can grow 24 feet long. Wisdom says, maybe don't play Marco Polo there. By paying it off, we freed up $800 a month and gave them some breathing room. But I made them promise, no more debt, no credit cards, no balance transfers. We're done with that. Reluctantly, they agreed. Once the debt was gone, we didn't let that $800 just walk out the door like an ex-girlfriend. We redirected it, every single penny, $500 a month into Mark's Roth IRA, $300 a month into Linda's Roth IRA. That's $9,600 a year towards their retirement. At a 6.68% annual return in an 80-20 balance with growth tilt portfolio, that grows to $235,000 in 15 years. And it's tax-free. Roth money is like future you giving current you a big ol' high five. Their old brokerage account, instead of being willy-nilly, now we're building intentionally. 80% into growth, 20% in stability. Yes, I'd prefer more of a conservative allocation, but they're behind. And time doesn't care about comfort zones. Your investment allocation isn't just about grabbing popular ETFs or mutual funds. Some of the fan favorites actually underperform their peers. Getting this right takes research, discipline, and a plan that fits your life. Please partner with a financial advisor you know and trust. It can make all the difference. And if you'd like to work with me, which I highly suggest you do, click the link in the description and book a time that works for you. Let's talk about their mortgage. $240,000 left at 3.5% interest, 15 years left, $17.15 a month. It's fully paid off when Mark turns 67. Perfect timing. So why are we not paying extra towards that? Well, they're on the right side of the amortization schedule. Most of their payment now goes towards the principal. Extra payments would steal growth from their retirement accounts, and we need their retirement accounts to grow. Here's what the timeline looks like. Linda retires at 67, bridges 5 years using their savings. Mark retires at 67. The house is paid off that year. So before retirement, they had $57.15 a month in expenses. But after the mortgage is gone, they've got $6,600 in Social Security income, which is great. That's like getting a raise for quitting. That's like paying for small and getting a large. That's like when grandma forgets when your birthday is, so you get birthday checks every month. Now, here's the honest part. Even with these moves, they're still behind. So as you can see, they've only got a 16% chance right now of meeting their expenses plus their goals, plus their wants, and only a 39% chance of success of just their expenses only. So we need to do something. We're going to increase their contributions to their retirement accounts. From here on out with their Roth IRAs, we're going to go ahead and max that out for each of them. And we're going to change their contributions so that instead of 3%, they're putting 10% into their 401ks and 403bs. Even with those changes, they're still at only a 34% chance of success with their expenses plus their wants, and a 63% chance of success with just their expenses. Not great. So Mark throws out the idea, well, what if Linda decides to work a few more years? So we'll put in that Linda in both these scenarios works till 65. Only a 46% chance of their expenses plus their wants, but now they're in the confidence zone. They've got a 75% chance of meeting their expenses only. So they're happy with that. Congratulations, you get to work longer. But unfortunately, it's real. But even with those odds, Mark and Linda finally feel something they haven't felt in years. Clarity. They know the timeline, the trade-offs, the targets. They've got direction instead of hope, and a plan instead of panic. Clarity doesn't sound sexy, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper than therapy. Come on, somebody. If you're in your 50s and you feel like time is slipping away, Mark and Linda's story proves it's not too late, but it should be studied. You do need a plan, and here's the key. Don't just take any advice from your broke uncle or what your neighbor's doing. I'm a licensed financial advisor with Raymond James, and I help families like yours put together personalized retirement strategies every single day. If you'd like to work with me, click the link in the description and book a time that works best for you. You deserve a retirement plan that doesn't just look good on paper, it actually works. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.